Ladies and gentlemen, Executive Secretary Lucas P. Bersamin.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, members of the Malacanang Press Corps. I have bad news and good news today. I'm not usually used to this kind of press conferences, but I'll do my best to deal with this. First, I would like to announce that as far as I am concerned, the Executive Secretary, the President declined the courtesy resignation that I tendered. And just this morning, he communicated to me that I have his full backing for as long as I wish to work for him. And that is a very good gesture from the President, because that is a sign of his manifestation of his full trust and confidence in myself. Because if you had noticed, I don't know if any of you was involved, there was a lot of misinformation yesterday about this reorganization being triggered in order to target me or to remove me from office. Lahat ng cabinet members, presidential advisors, and other presidential appointees are always subject to the will of the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Wala kaming ilusyon na panghawakan ng mga kanya-kanyang pwesto at oras na gusto ng Pangulo na palitan kami o umalis kami sa pwesto, gagawin namin yon dahil para kaming mga ordinary soldier lamang, sundalo kami. Lahat kami ay naghain ng aming courtesy resignations as called for by the President. Walang nag-hesitate. Kasi alam namin na Pangulo lamang ng Pilipinas ang makakapagsabi kung hanggang kailan kami maninilbihan sa taong bayan. Maliwanag po sana sa atin yan. Kahit ano pa man ang sinasabi ng iba't ibang quarters, ang mananaig dito ay yung kagustuhan ng ating Pangulo. Now, as far as the cabinet the number of resignations, yung mga nag-resign, courtesy resignation, as of the time that we started this press conference, there have already been about 52 who have submitted. So, makikita nyo dyan yung extent ng panawagan ni Presidente. Lahat ay sumasang-ayon sa panawagan, nag-submit ng courtesy resignation. So nasa kamay na talaga ng Pangulo ng Pilipinas kung sino-sino sa amin, sa 52 na yan, and probably more, ay mariretain. Walang alinlangan yung mga yan. So, yan ang sitwasyon natin ngayon. It is my task to make these following announcements. No? Because of the importance, dahil sa kahalagahan ng economic team sa buhay ng ating bansa, yan po ang unang inaksyonan ng ating Pangulo. After careful evaluation, the President decided to retain the following members of the Cabinet. Take note. Una, ang ating DTI Secretary Maria Cristina A. Roque. Retained. Pangalawa, ang ating Department of Finance Secretary Ralph G. Recto. Pangatlo, ang ating DepDev Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan. Pang-apat, ang ating DBM Secretary Amena F. Pangandaman. At ang panlima, ang ating SAPEA Secretary Frederick Go. Itong lima na ito ay magpapatuloy sa kanilang panunungkulan, paninilbihan sa ating taong bayan at makakaasa kayo na sila naman ay sincero o dedicated sa kanilang sinumpaang katungkulan. Now, yung mga ibang aksyon sa courtesy resignations ng ibang cabinet secretaries, in the coming days, magkakaroon ng more careful evaluation. Ang urgent kasi itong economic team. We will make the announcements as the decisions are made. Now, next week, maybe after Wednesday, there will be more announcements to be made. Doon sa foreign affairs. No? Ang ating permanent representative sa United Nations, si Ambassador Antonio M. Lagdameo, has earlier signified his desire to retire after many decades of service to the country as an ambassador. Siya po ang nakaupo ngayon sa permanent representative sa United Nations. Yung kanyang retirement mangyayari effective July 31, 2025. Now, nararapat lamang na pangunahan natin yan at i-announce na ang papalit sa kanya sa United Nations ay ating magaling na DFA Secretary Enrique A. Manalo. Ganyan kahalaga yung position na yan. Yung position na yan ay napakataas sa pagtingin ng ating Pangulo. Kaya si Secretary Manalo mismo ang ilalagay natin dyan, nakapalit ni Ambassador Antonio Lagdameo, effective August 1. Ang papalit naman kay Secretary Manalo ay isa ring very capable na diplomat na napag-retire na sa regular service pero naninilbihan ngayon na undersecretary ng DFA. Ito si former Ambassador Tess Lazaro. Siya po ang hawak ng Department of Foreign Affairs effective July 31, 2025. Pagka na-appoint na si Secretary Manalo. Okay. Ang kahalagahan ng assignment sa United Nations, unawain natin, ay nandyan dahil tayo ay nangangampanya na magiging non-permanent member ng UN Security Council sa 27 to 28. 2027 to 2028. Okay. Nakakatenso. Alam niyo, ganitong mga announcement, very critical, crucial sa atin. Mga subjects nito, kagaya ko, ay magkakasama kami ng matagal. No? Mahirap mong ma-overlook yung mga ganyan. Dito sa cabinet, mayroon ba? Tinanggap ng mayroon pa ba? Okay. Sa ngayon, maari ko lang i-announce ang dalawa. Dahil under evaluation pa yung karamihan. yung mga mariretain, suspense muna, yung mga mariretain, marami sa kanila alam na nila na mariretain sila. At kayo naman ay meron kayong haka-haka tungkol kung sino sila, pero pabayaan ko muna kayo dyan sa bagay na yan. Diyan kayo marunong. Pero sa ngayong hapon, gusto ko lang na sabihin ang dalawa na pagbabago. Sa DENR, ang ipapalit doon ay si DOE Secretary Popo Rafael Lutilla. Aalisin natin siya, ililipat natin siya sa DENR. Si Secretary Loizaga naman ay magpapahinga muna at maaaring mabibigyan din siya ng isang or ibang responsableng government or cabinet position at a future time. Pero magpapahinga muna siya. Sa yung pangalawa, sino kaya yon? Okay, yung pangalawa ay si DSUD, Secretary Jose Rizalino Acosar. Pero siya ay gagawing Presidential Advisor for Pasig River Development or Improvement. I do not know the proper name for that, with the rank of Secretary. And we have, the President has he is going to be replaced by a former Undersecretary sa DSUD, si Engineer Jose Ramon Aliling. Si incoming Secretary Aliling, former Undersecretary ng DSUD, naging in charge sa pambansang pambahay para sa Filipino Housing, 4PH program and Pasig Bigyan Buhay Muli Project. Ibig sabihin, hindi na siya bago sa DSUD. Siya po ay President ng Chief Executive Officer ng Jose Aliling Construction Management Group of Companies. Ito ay well-known for managing construction projects, big construction projects everywhere. Kaya meron siyang track record na maganda. He's the youngest president of the Construction Management Association of the Philippines and the first awardee of the TOYM for civil engineering. Okay. By the way, for material background, si Popo Lutilla, Secretary Popo Lutilla, ay napakahusay yan. No? Tahimik na magtrabaho, but siya po ay kilalang lawyer, legal luminary, who finished his legal education, basic legal education sa UP. Then he went on to Michigan Law School for masteral studies. He has been around in government for 2 decades. If you remember, mga bata pa kayo, pero siguro mayroon sa inyo mga nakakaalala na siya at certain administrations, siya po ay pinagkakatiwalaan na ng malalaking responsibilidad. Okay, just before coming over, may pinakita sa akin na hindi ko ano ba tawag doon, vlog o ano, binabatikos pa rin ako. Hindi na sila humihinto. Alam nyo, hindi na sa akin yan tumatama eh. Sa kanila na mismo dahil sinungaling sila. Ganun lang. I'm not that concerned. Pero hindi ko na Hindi na natin pag-uusapan yan. Basta sinabi ko, tigilan na nila. Kasi walang mangyayari. Tapos na ang laban nila. So with that, may I request the moderator to start the ball rolling. By the way, before we do that, to my right is Undersecretary Leonardo Roy Cervantes. And to my left is a massive figure, like Undersecretary Al-Asri Muhammad Sali. They are my undersecretaries in the Office of the Executive Secretary. So, thank you.
Yes, for our first question, Ivan Mayrina, GMA7.
No, Secretary, gentlemen. Sir, nabanggit po kahapon kabilang sa mga magiging basihan sa desisyon who gets retained and who gets replaced ay performance and issues of corruption. Sa mga mapapalitan po, ano hong nangyari? Ano hong naging basis kung bakit sila matatanggal? Secretary?
Si Secretary Loizaga, walang issue na corruption dyan. Maybe there is just a perception, I don't know how fair or unfair that perception is, na mas ma-limit siya sa labas ng bansa. Yun ang recurring na pinapadating sa amin. Ngunit wag na natin siyang husgahan. No? Whether inefficiency yan o hindi, that's not up for us to do. But the evaluation showed that it was time to have her rest muna.
So nag-underperform na po?
Underperform siguro ang tawag dyan. Oo. Kasi kung may expectations ang presidente and you do not perform, ang messaging is underperformance is not going to be allowed. Oo. Yung kay Secretary Acosar, hindi mo rin masabing corruption yan. Wala. Hindi mo rin masabing underperformance, under-delivery. Alam mo, napakataas yung nilagay niyang standard niya when he accepted the job. But you know, he is a very efficient he was very efficient in the private sector, and we expect that the President expected na makapag-deliver siya. Pero I don't know if he set the standard too high for himself dahil 1 million housing a year, housing units. There may have been obstacles in his way which were beyond his control and beyond the control of government. But to us now, because of the results of the election, it's time for the President to take him out there and bring another one who might make a better performance. Ganyan ang tingin ko dun sa kaso ni Secretary Acosar. Wala namang masamang tinapay yan si Secretary Acosar.
Mga mareretain naman po, are there new instructions from the President? Because in his message in demanding and calling for the submission of courtesy resignations, there was a sense of urgency. He wanted results and he wanted them fast. Ano ho kaya yung, sabi nyo nga, soldiers kayo, ano ho yung panibagong marching orders ng Pangulo from here on?
Pag-usapan muna natin yung mga in-announce ko na ma-retain, yung economic team. Ano? Ang marching orders ni Presidente dyan is to enhance yung ating economic situation to the eyes of the outside world at saka dito sa Pilipinas, yung actual na economic health natin. Si Secretary Balisacan has been performing very well. He has been, practically, ang sabi ni Presidente sa kanya, he's a genius. Dahil mahirap mong gawin yung ginagawa niyan sa economic level. Si Secretary Frederick Go sa investments at saka economic matters ay walang may tatawar, hindi mo matatawaran yung kapasidad niya. Kasi he's a very experienced economist and businessman. Si Secretary Recto, that is the same thing that we have to say. Kasi si Secretary Recto from day one of his service, he came in midway in the past 3 years. Siya naman kaagad action man yan eh. You know, he was working under financial limitations or the fiscal space na nadatnyan niya masikip. Pero up to now, we have remained very active tayo because of the government's prioritization of spending. No? Si Secretary Amina Pangandaman naman, no one can be better than her sa budget, DBM. She can deny your request with grace. And that is very important because no one will ever get mad at her. She is considered as the the model for fiscal management, budget. Hindi ka pwedeng umalma dyan. So, the President decided to retain these 5 members of the economic team so that there will be no more problems sa perception about where the country is going.
Next question, ES, Maricela Lili, TV5.
Sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, who will replace Secretary Popo Lotilla in DOE? Will there be changes in OSG? And what's the target of the President? How soon will be the evaluation, the result of the evaluation?
Just a while. Yeah. DOE will in the meanwhile be in the hands of an acting secretary, you know. One of the undersecretaries, si former Congresswoman Sharon Garin. Any of the undersecretaries could have been chosen to become the OIC, but I think, okay. I was corrected. OIC, not acting secretary, no? Kasi ibang kategorya yun. OIC, very effective naman sila. Secretary Lotilla himself suggested that any of his undersecretaries right now could stand in as OIC.
Sir, how soon is what's the target of the President, the timetable for evaluation?
Well, si Presidente, narinig nyo siya, immediate. But you know, humanly possible na evaluation is one at a time. Hindi mo pwedeng i-lump sum yung mga cabinet secretaries because each has a different area of responsibility. Each has a burden that is different from the other, from the next one. If you will give me the liberty of saying, yung pag-evaluate, you must also be careful. Hindi ka pwedeng arbitrary dyan. You know that the President loves us all. And he joked yesterday during that presentation in the Kalayaan Hall when he was saying, I greet also the members of the cabinet. Do I still have a cabinet? Sabi niya, no? But that's not the reality of it. There is an evaluation ongoing now of performance. But each cabinet secretary will be evaluated depende sa tasks, depende sa goals ng kanyang department or agency.
Sir, former ES Vic Rodriguez said that there's no need for courtesy resignation, to call for courtesy resignation of all cabinet secretaries because the core problem is the President himself. Optics lang daw.
Alam mo si Vic Rodriguez, daldal ng daldal yan eh. Do you listen to him? Huh? Why was he taken out of the office? Wala pa siyang 3 buwan. Gusto niya makipag-away, wag na. Kaya mo, kantyaw lang siya eh. Kantyaw ng kantyaw. That's when you see, in the middle of night, a dog barking at the fence. If you want to get up, you get up and throw stones at that dog. But we will not do that to him. Wag na nating pansinin.
Salamat, ES.
Next question.